What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. Today, I wanted to talk about 3 things that I'm actually teaching my 6-year-old about health and wellness that most adults probably don't know. My name is Kelly. I'm a sports massage therapist and high performance wellness coach for the lifelong athlete. Whether you're training for sport or for just everyday life, I help families navigate the health and wellness space without all the overwhelm. So let's get into it. Number 1, what I'm actually teaching my son is the difference between a carb, fat, and protein and how to use them for his performance at his 6U baseball. So it's really basic. All you have to do is teach your kid that protein is for building those muscles. I always tell him what a protein is. So meat, beans have protein, vegetarian sources, eggs, all of that. We want to eat that to build those big, strong muscles. And then I talked to him about what a carb is. A carb is going to fuel that engine. It's like the gas. It fuels your engine that you need to run, and it gives you power. And then what a fat is, I teach him obviously avocados, nuts, seeds, almond butter, anything like that. I talk to him about what a fat is and how it helps your brain work really well. It's like the oil. It's the lubrication for your brain. And at 6 years old, he totally understands this. He knows that protein is for building those strong muscles. He asks for oatmeal before his games or like an applesauce packet. He's actually deciding to pick the carb and protein sources before his baseball games. And he's 6. Number 2 thing that I'm teaching him is how to actually read a nutrition label and make smart choices. So as a mom, it is our job to teach him how to make these smart choices without us being there. At school, when he's out with friends, anything like that, we want to make sure that he knows what healthy, nutritious options are available. So what I'm teaching him is I'll hold up an apple and I'll say, how many ingredients are in this apple? And he'll say, 1, it's an apple. I said, perfect. That's exactly correct. Then I'll hold up a packet of gummies and I'll say, how many ingredients are in these gummies? And he'll look at the ingredient list and see, oh my gosh, there's 20 ingredients in this. I said, okay, buddy, if you want your car to run clean, do you want clean gas or do you want dirty gas? He said, I want clean gas. I said, okay, if you want your body to run good, do you want clean food, clean energy? Or do you want stuff that you can't really pronounce? It could be dirty. And this is a very fine line. Let me say this here. I don't want to create fear of foods being clean or dirty or good or bad. We never want to put that in our kids' heads. We want to make sure that they know that they can eat anything they want to. But if they want to feel good, the lesser ingredients are usually going to make them feel a little bit better and perform a little bit better. So I'm teaching him that, how to read a nutrition label. So how many fat grams, carbs, fiber, and protein a food has. So we'll look at nutrition labels and I'll ask him, how many grams of fat are in this? What is a serving size? How big is the serving size? How much fiber is in that? He can answer all of these questions at 6 years old. And I talk to him and I say, hey, see that fiber number? It says 6 grams of fiber on that oatmeal for a half a cup. And he asked me the other day, he said, what's fiber for? And I said, it helps you poop because that is very important. So I explained to him about all of these amazing things that he can now make decisions at school lunches. Like he can look at a food and know how many ingredients are in each food. And he knows to pick the apple maybe if he wants to have a less upset tummy for the day. And the last thing I'm teaching him, and we actually talked about this yesterday on the way to his baseball game, is he said he had like butterflies in his belly, like he was nervous. And so I talked to him about mindset and what butterflies really are and how to turn that into something positive. So I said, butterflies are actually something called adrenaline. And to relate it to him and his age, I said, think of Fast and the Furious car racing. So you see the car going really fast and then boom, they hit that NOS button and then they speed away and win the race. That is what we want to think about those butterflies and what adrenaline is. Your body is running fast and you get excited or nervous and then it releases that NOS. Let's turn that into power, excitement, and wanting to do good. And he was like, oh yeah, okay, I totally understand that. So yesterday at his baseball game, I told him that the butterflies are okay and it's more excitement and him wanting to do good. And so these are just 3 things that I have normal conversations with my kiddo about. And I think as a parent, it's super important to break the cycle of generational sickness. None of what I know now was taught to me by my parents. My parents didn't really talk to me about nutrition, health, wellness, recovery, and sleep. And I think it is our turn with the generation after us to really educate them. So if you found this helpful, if you have a kid who is in sports or is very active, I think it's so important to teach them this. And if you want to hear more about this, you can follow my Substack or follow me on Instagram at Breaking the Cycle Wellness. And let me know in the comments below if you talk to your kids about nutrition, wellness, and health. We'll see you guys next time.